Yeah, I gotta have two first wins a day now, so probably gonna have to do some flash and assault.
Alright. Oh. Clashing, huh?
Odin.
Server connection failed.
It's a lot
The
of
remote
physical.
host closed the connection.
I'll go mage. Alright, well that works.
Server connection failed. Connection timed out.
Oh, after all that.
Server connection failed. Connection timed out. Connected. Two connected.
Nu Wa.
We're doing the funky robot. Chicka chicka chicka.
No, you're good now.
Cool.
So yeah, no, this is not a freestanding quadruped, full size, giant little pony. This is just a it's just an
It should
intricate
be.
design to be, drawn and desecrated on top of it.
I guess
In
that
a,
leaves you
in a
something
pony
to
shaped
shoot
pan.
for later.
Well, the problem with the cakes like that, it's not even food anymore. It's sculpture. None of them have a real icing. First of all, it's all that plastic fondant shit. It's not tasty.
You could make real icing.
You could, but nobody uses it because it's not. Then you've got to be handier with it. You can't just mold it into whatever shape exactly you want. So like on top of that, all those cakes, somebody's filthy hands have been fucking touching every goddamn part of it. I don't care how
It'll be
clean
your
your hands
filthy
are.
hands though, so who cares?
I know, but if I'm making cake, I want to eat it, so there's no fondant in it.
Just
You know,
leave a
and
spot
if
that
you
you know
build a
you
cake
haven't
for
touched very much, like its tail or something. That's your piece.
if you're building like the tall construction type cakes, you can't make like a tasty, moist, you know, feels good in your mouth cake. You got to make fucking like brick. It's got to have
You make it,
structural integrity.
make it out of fruitcake.
Whatever. Now you're just poorly trolling fruitcake. Just because it's got cake in the middle of it doesn't mean it's fucking actual cake. Shit's disgusting. Might as well put fondant on your
You
fruitcake.
could probably go get an ice cream cake with a My Little Pony silk screen on it or whatever from like Dairy Queen.
Oh, you totally can, but that's got no love in it.
Oh, it's got the love of driving over to the place and paying for it.
She's already got plenty of that
That's
kind of
some.
love.
That's some.
The warring of gods has endangered these lands. I must keep the balance. A powerful artifact to do good.
I feel a little bit badly selling her pretty much part and parcel to one franchise. but she loves the goddamn things.
You know. All you can do is expose them to as many of those things as possible, and then let them play with the ones they like.
Oh, she's got a fucking small legion of stuffed various things and non-stuffed various things, and it's not like she only likes the ponies, but there's still nothing that gets such a guaranteed, like, visceral, like, from basically from all the way into, like, fairly well into pissed off territory. You can just, like, pull a pony out of nowhere and just, like, get it right in her face and go, hey, pony. And, like, 3/4 of the time, she'll just kind of have to stop and give it a smile. It's like, oh, yes, I do love ponies, you're right. And I best clean up a bunch. She's got a bunch of, you know, food to prepare, make some little sandwiches, and cut the cheese, whatnot.
Yeah.
Blow up some balloons if I've got the lungs.
You get one of those foot pumps. Although I also saw this clever thing, and it was like fairly long plastic bag, essentially, with an open end on one end and
Let's not call it
what would be the equivalent of like a pump valve on the other one. And you just, you know, you fill it up like,
you just squeeze
scoop
it in through
and
the one-way.
yeah, and then squeeze it, and then you just sort of fill up the bag and squish it down. I mean, it's the same shit as a pump, but it seemed like you could wrap that up and put
That's
it in your
very low
pocket.
tech and
Yeah.
handy.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
we got a
wouldn't
little
have the
compressor
mass.
thingy here, actually, that now that I think of it, I'd probably use. But
Let's switch it up.
so just like a one-way valve and like a much bigger bag than you would have,
Yeah.
you know, than would fill the balloon.
And
Awesome.
yeah, and that was, you know, like I say, it looks like you could roll it up and put it in your pocket or put it in your backpack easier than a pump. Like a,
Yeah. Well, they got the little, like I saw, they have little tiny balloon pumps too. They're just like about the size of a marker, and you just, you know,
Yeah.
you just jack it until the balloon's full.
I got an air compressor.
Yeah, same. We got a little, you know, just plug into the wall, fucking, it'll, you know, fill the car up.
Yeah, that'll do
Fucked
it.
a tire or whatever. I'm sure it'll fill a balloon.
Yeah.
I think it was, I think we got that as part of the, a few years ago, many moons ago now, I think got one of those small to medium-sized inflatable pools for the backyard. And wasn't about to blow it up by hand.
Yep.
I think that came as part of that debacle.
Well, then it worked. Well, you get some use out of it. I bought my air compressor to clean out computers, so I didn't have to buy any more compressed air.
Yeah, oh, it's done a pile of that. Just walk them out on the deck. Sorry about
combo
your
it.
luck if you're downwind.
I combo
Well, what's
with
in
the
there?
shot back.
Well, that's nice. I just usually wait for a day with a high wind.
Be right back.
Yeah, you get the shot back going, you know, and blowing the compressed air. It works pretty good.
With this, I can protect this sacred place.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that would, Wrath. I figured there'd be like too much turbulence and it'd just go everywhere anyway.
No,
Let's
because
try that.
you don't put the vacuum like right in there. You're basically just
No.
using it as the dust, you know.
But even
Yeah,
at
that's
any, I just, I mean, it's not that I wouldn't have considered something like that. I'd figure you'd need like a fume hood or a,
Switch it up.
Yeah, no,
You
it
know,
works
sort of a bigger
especially good
venting.
on power supplies. You put like
a
the
vacuum on
the
one
back,
side and the
yeah.
air on the other and just blast it through.
Yep,
I don't need your
works pretty good.
You know, I've always wondered if there's you know, stuff like a video card or, you know, a power supply. I assume a power supply probably does, but you know, I wouldn't be sure on like a video card or a motherboard fan or something like that. If they've got the guts to, when you're turning the fan, to make sure that it's not actually pushing electrons around. through anything. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I want to just sort of, you know, hit it with the air and let her spin, but I don't, just in case. 'Cause
True.
Let's switch it up.
it's probably fine. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody burning their shit out by turning the fan in it.
No, but
Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up.
Let's not call attention to ourselves.
Be right back.
I'll come and go with ease.
Let's switch it up. Be careful.
Feel my wrath.
Need healing. Be careful. Retreat.
oh, buddy, who's involved?
Your right tower is under attack.
Shit.
Your left tower
This
is under
will
attack. Curses! Defend! Let's switch it up.
Hide my hand.
Be careful.
Oh,
Ally has been slain.
oh, shit. Oh, he ran right across where I was running. What the fuck? Oh.
An enemy. Let's switch it up.
On Twitch from this now, I have one follower that's not you douchebags.
Whoa.
Yep. Fear me.
Let's switch it up.
Skip, dude.
Turning to base.
Let's not call attention to us. Feel my wrath.
I need my cooldown something fierce.
Let's switch it up.
I'll come and go with ease. Hide my hand.
Let's switch it up.
Let's not call attention to ourselves.
Turning to base. Let's switch it up. Your right tower is under attack. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Slay an enemy.
Time to slip
Attack.
away.
Your team has destroyed a
Barely
right enemy
slipped
tower.
out of battle.
Retreat!
With this, I don't need your approval. I'll come and go with you. Better to keep a low.
Let's switch it up. Take this! You have slain an enemy. Let's switch it up. Take this! An enemy has been slain. Let's switch it up.
Let's not call attention to ourselves.
Take this! Killing spree! Your team has destroyed a left enemy tower. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. An enemy has been slain.
Better to keep a low.
Let's switch it up. Follow me. Attack. Let's switch it up. Your team has destroyed a left enemy. Retreat. Be right back.
I barely slipped out of battle.
Attack the Gulf Fury.
With this, I can protect this sacred place.
Oh, nice.
To battle my soul. There is great power in knowledge.
Returning to base. Let's switch it up.
Better to keep a low profile.
Help left lane. Let's switch it up.
Let's not follow.
Follow me. An enemy has been slain. Awesome. You rock.
Oh no!
Your team has destroyed the right enemy. Killing
I'll come
spree.
and go with you. Feel my wrath.
Returning to base. Be careful.
A powerful artifact to do good. To battle my soul.
Oh my god, my dog's going ape shit.
Hooray.
Good timing. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right.
Unmuted.
So yeah, there you go. She's
Alright.
barking at fucking nothing.
Ghosts. Spirits. Alright, ready to try an assault.
Sure.
Assault. Then the only things I'll have left is the fucking joust and the bull demon king.
Rumble underscore user connected.
Plumble underscore user.
We're all gonna die. I went to Starbucks in Airdrie.
Oh, good God. You got your bulletproof vest?
I made it. I'm out. I think we were more worried about the fucking traffic than anything. We got a dude behind us who has his high beams on.
He's probably a murderer. He's just waiting for you to pull over and he's gonna get out and kill you.
No, we're fine.
I don't know.
Pumpkin, so yummy. I said to Corey, I took a drink, I'm like, it's like having an orgasm